everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see in the background, we have another square body here to do an LS swap on. This one here is an 87, so it's a 350 TBI. It's a 4x4, and it actually is a 1-ton chassis with a half-ton body swapped onto it, and then it's got a 4-inch suspension lift and a 3-inch body lift on it. So I can give you guys a little walk around on it here. Okay, so here's a 350 in here. It actually needs to be rebuilt. It's got a valve problem or something with it, so he decided to not go ahead and spend the $3,000 fixing a worn out, waste of time 350 small block, and he's going to do an LS swap in it. So we are going to get started on that right after we get done with this one, which we should be done with here after we do the exhaust and a few little things on it. But back to this one here. It's got 35-inch tires on it. Like I said, it's on a 1-ton frame. He's kind of got some interior stuff done on it, new dash pad, that kind of stuff. He's getting the seat recovered. It's a little bit of a project. It's not a perfect mint truck or nothing, but it's just a cool truck. It's just a cool looking truck. Cruising around, do some mud bogging. It's pretty rough. I drove it over here. It's bouncing around like a freaking kid in a bouncy house. But who doesn't like driving one of these square bodies? So when we're done this one, we'll be on this one. Obviously that one's 4x4, so it'll be a little bit different things on there to go through as far as making that work, and the frame is quite a bit different than the half-ton chassis, so when we get there we will deal with that. But right now, guys, what I got going on is I didn't film it, but I got the fuse box mounted, and then I got the ECU mounted as well. I had to make a bracket for that, and then I got the stock factory holder because it's kind of a weird shape to hold on to. I also got the fan hooked up. I got a relay for it. I have it separate from everything else. It's just right over here. And then because my power and ground's also over here, so I have that. And then I'm using the factory ECU turn-on wire for that. That's really about all I really did yesterday. I had to pick up the red truck back there, the 4x4, and talk to a few people, so I didn't really have much time to work on it. But today we're basically gonna get all the gauges and everything working. Hopefully they all work on the truck. I didn't actually check them before I started tearing stuff apart, so hopefully they actually do work. But if they don't, we'll have to get those working. So I'm gonna hook up all the gauges. I got the square body oil pressure sensor in, and then I got my adapter over here with the coolant temp sensor. It's kind of a big honking thing because it sticks way out and it just barely fits. So I'm gonna try to hook that stuff on here, and then we're probably gonna put the hose on for the upper rad hose, and then I'm gonna put coolant in it, and we'll probably fire it up again and actually get it up to operating temp, and then we'll check how the truck's running and all that stuff, and then we will keep on keeping on. So let's get after it. Something I wanted to show you guys here is on the power steering on these trucks. So I did get the factory LS pressure line. It just threads right in to the stock steering box here. And then the return line, all I did, it was facing normally like this. So I just unthread it and turn it and get over the frame, put it back in, and it's actually aiming right towards the other return line that's off the pump. So all I'm gonna need is a short little chunk of hose on there, and this should all work. I just had to tweak up the end that's on the pump just a little bit, but it's all, looks like it's just gonna line right up. So I will get that done here and I'll show you. Well, it's looking like an LS now. I did get that power steering line all tied in there. You guys can see that. There it is there. It's the factory hard line for the return, hooked up to the LS style power steering pump with a little 3-inch piece of hose. I got the shroud in there. We are going to build a custom intake for this because this thing is pretty ugly, and we can't really run the stock air box here because the battery on this truck is on this side, so it's not really going to work. So we'll probably build a custom aluminum 4-inch intake pipe for that. And I got the oil pressure wire hooked up and the coolant temp sensor on this side down there, if you guys can see. And I'm going to test to see if those work. I just need to get some coolant. I don't have any right now, so it is a dry radiator and a dry engine, so it's going to take quite a bit. And I can try out those gauges. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire it quick just to make sure I hooked everything back up that I've taken apart to put loom on, and make sure everything's still hunky-dory. Should work. All right, so I'm under here and I'm fixing the shifter linkage because with these headers, it basically, originally, when this was up here, it was hitting on the header. You see right there like that, because this was originally over. As you can see, I took this bracket and I cut it and I flipped it. So this thing right now is angling towards the frame. Before it was flipped 180. It was actually angling towards the exhaust and over here. So it's actually in the way of the exhaust, and it was pulling this rod into the header collector. So it's over here like this. So now I can get it and I'll just have it nice and easy and on this side. So I'm just gonna weld the rest of the side as tacked it just to see if it would work. I don't know if you guys can really see that. Alrighty, boys and girls, check that out. Got her welded up. Now cool her off and we'll stick her back in there. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it for this one. We do got to build an exhaust and an intake for this thing, but that'll probably be in the next video here, so you guys know the deal. Get out in the garage, start being about it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.